I went to the store. Was to see Kill Tony.
You went over there to
Yeah.
L.A.?
Yeah.
Oof.
I worked in I lived there for about 3 years.
Okay. Between Philly and here?
I moved around so many places. I moved out to Vegas from Philly. First time moving out west in 2015. I lived out in Vegas for 6 months. That was great. I don't know if you ever.
I've never been to Las Vegas. Have you?
No, I've lived here, England, Florida, Virginia.
Oh, Las Vegas is great. Now the
Yeah.
Strip, obviously everyone knows about the Strip.
It's a fucking
but
desert.
Off the Strip, it's so crazy because it's an entire desert, and then there's one big, huge crater in the middle of nothing. It's like black everywhere around when you're flying in, and there's one spot of light.
Yeah, right.
One crater, and this whole town is ran by the power from the Strip.
Mm-hmm.
And then outside, you have Red Rock Canyon, which is beautiful to go climbing. I went nonstop climbing. You got Lake Mead.
Right.
Did you
Hoover
do the Dirty
Dam.
Show? Brad Garrett's Dirty Show over there?
Nah, that was before I got into comedy.
Okay.
But then after Vegas, I moved to
What's
LA.
Red Rock Canyon? Is it like Grand Canyon, basically?
It's a
Big, beautiful
Park.
canyon system that is right outside of Las Vegas, where it has like a scenic drive, and around it there's different trails, Turtle Head, Calico Rocks, like the big red rocks, and you would climb all the way up.
Donnie, what show is this?
Hey, it's the God Awful Gospel Hour, and we're just doing a nice little Sunday service. It's Sunday evening, and we are sitting here with Kojak.
What's up, baby? Who loves you, baby?
You came to our attention through the internet,
Yeah.
through surfing the socials.
My wife is on the next door for looking. She's a crime dog. And you put something in our neighborhood, come support. She was like, honey, there's another comedian right in our neighborhood. You should. Like parents when you're the same age. Why don't you go play with that other kid? He's 4.
Yeah. I'm just glad it wasn't like a wanted poster for, I don't know, walking around my neighborhood free balling.
Those umbros.
In my umbros.
I would have tore that down if I saw it. We support comedians here, so we make sure that they stay out of jail.
Yeah. So Kojak, you're a few months into just really hammering it out with the comedy, right?
Oh yeah. About 9 months. I banged about 200 mics.
Nice. Comedy baby. I'm a comedy baby. We haven't had anybody here in our age group before.
Oh yeah, I just turned 44.
We got fucked with Friday night at a mic for being old white dudes.
Yeah, the mic at Roppolo's, like right next door to the mothership.
The pizza joint.
We were down there. We went and saw Queens of the Stone Age at the Moody Center at the arena where the UT plays basketball now, right?
Yeah.
And we took an Uber over there, and we walked out of the show. I'm like, I'm not getting an Uber right here. Let's walk. So we walked all the way down 6th Street. We went to the mothership, and it was all shut down. Mm-hmm. It was closed. They're like, not open tonight. And then like 2 doors down, there's that pizza place. And if you go into the pizza place and into the back, there's a mic going on back there on Friday
upstairs
nights.
on porches.
Yeah.
It feels like a tree house, but it's buildings, not trees around you.
You wouldn't think at a pizza shop, but it's an awesome mic. Sunday is Church of Hooch.
Mm-hmm.
Then they do it on Tuesdays, and then they also do it on Fridays. And all the way in the back, there's a huge crowd, lots of good lighting. It's just brand new sound system.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Loretta Powers. She sponsored some of the new sound systems back there. But it's great. And a lot of open micers are like not 21.
Right.
So to provide another space that's like you don't have
to go into a bar and show your ID, right?
Yeah.
Somebody did a bit about old white men and pointed at us, and he was like, no disrespect. And I was like, you can disrespect old white men. We ruined the world. It's fine. We're not French dukes like, how dare you?
How dare you, my good man?
Old white men are
We're about the only people you can disrespect these days.
Now look here, my good sir.
And then some kid tried to sell us DMT, and he was like, you're not cops, are you? And I was like, We have to still tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
Otherwise, entrapment.
We still have that little, old wives' tale going on.
But yeah,
Gen
anybody's
Z.
in our age group that could have been like at the same high school. Did you go to high school on the East Coast?
Yeah, Williamstown, New Jersey. Victory Christian High School. I graduated with 13 people in my class.
Is that a private
It was a
Christian high
private
school?
Christian school. I remember the tuition I think my aunt was paying was like $1,200 a year,
Okay.
something, which was a lot of money. I think she got it funded through my church. I went to this big black church,
Uh-huh.
but they didn't have a school, so there was a smaller white church that had a school attached to it. And my cousin had already been going there. So they didn't want me in the high school, in the public high school in Williamstown, because they heard that somebody one time brought a machete to school. Of course.
Well, there were a couple of guys. They were up to no good. They started making trouble in your neighborhood.
That used to be all Philly had was Rocky and Will Smith. Yeah, but Philly, they're taking off now. They got Kurt Vile, Shane Gillis.
Oh, yeah.
It's becoming a kind of more of a scene.
Yeah, the healing. I didn't get into comedy at all when I
Yeah.
was in Philly. I didn't get into it while I was here, so I'm excited to go back and to check it out. I saw Shane Gillis outside the Mothership about 2 weeks ago after the Eagles won, and I was like, "Go Birds!" He
Yeah.
looked back. He's like, "Go Birds!"
Oh, we
Playing
got
the
we got a
Cowboys
game
right now.
tonight. We got the Cowboys, and I'm a Cowboys fan because
Okay.
I'm from Texas. But my sister-in-law is diehard from Philly Eagles fan. So
Birds.
it's a fight.
I know the Cowboys are the Eagles' direct rivals, but are the Eagles the Cowboys' direct rivals, or do you have another?
No, I think
It's
that
Redskins.
yeah. Well, there's it's all NFC East, right? So there's the Giants, Redskins, Cowboys, and Eagles. But there's nobody we hate more than the Eagles fans. So I don't even consider like the Mad Men meme. I don't think about you at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think about the Redskins at all. I don't really think about the Giants at all. I mean, the Giants have been good.
I grew up in a Redskins house, and I have not cared about the Commanders because I moved here a long time ago. So I only know them as the Redskins. I've never been a Commanders fan.
The Commanders.
I haven't paid attention to football since I moved.
Did the Chiefs? Did they change their name too?
No. So
The Braves
Okay.
are the
the
same.
Braves and the Chiefs haven't changed their name. The Indians have changed their name to the Guardians,
Okay.
which is that's borderline.
Right.
But yeah, Redskins. That's like
Right.
that's kind of a
pretty-
slur. That's kind of if you're if
The
you-
Seminoles do a land acknowledgement every game. They have the chief come out and bless the land or whatever.
Oh, man, speaking of which,
He cries if you litter at the game.
there's been a whole Florida State's been good this year, and there's been a whole thing. Watching those games on TV, it's the most annoying thing 'cause it's 4 hours of the entire crowd going, like it's just so over and over and over.
It sounds so dumb compared to British football hooligans that actually have a beautiful Irish song.
Yeah, they have like a
that's
chant that
1,000
they
years
do.
old.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of bros going,
Oi, oi, oi.
So do we have pronouns? You have pronouns? Do we do that? You're 45,
Oh,
right?
God, pronouns.
We're still
He,
introducing you.
him, I suppose.
No, I would have never guessed.
Are those also
You
your
gotta ask. You know what they say? If it looks like a duck,
Yeah.
if it walks like a duck, if it talks like a duck, you still gotta ask his pronouns.
So is he, him also your safe word? There's got to be some overlap there. My pronouns are no and stop it, but that's also my safe words. I experienced literal homophobia at Levitation. It's a psychedelic music festival here.
Okay.
This guy, I was talking to him at the VIP, and he seemed really cool. I was on Molly.
Yeah.
And he was telling me he was a Brazilian cook, and he makes these cheese puff balls.
Okay.
I don't know if we're going to play Do You Know Every Gay Person in Austin. It's Cristiano Prado. But he's got a big business now making these cheese balls.
Cheese balls. Okay.
But we were sitting talking. I was rolling face, and I was fascinated with everything he was saying. And then Jesus and Mary Chain came on. It was one of my favorite bands. And I was like, I got to go see this band. He goes, okay, let's go. And he stood up. And that was when I realized he was very gay and much larger than me. The fucking giant. And I was like, no, my friends are over here. I was just going to go see Jesus and Mary Chain with them. I didn't know we were going anywhere. But he kept dancing up. I felt like a girl. This man keeps trying to dance with me.
It's all love,
And
bro.
I didn't consent to this.
And you're on Molly. So
Yeah,
you're
and I'd
just
already
like,
added him on
man.
Facebook, so I still see him. I'm like, oh, I hope your
yeah.
cheese business is going well.
Those cheese balls. Brazilian?
But I was afraid of a homosexual. I experienced literal homophobia.
Well,
was like, he's
bigger,
gonna get me.
stronger. Listen, hey, I don't like bigger than me. I don't
Yeah,
like bigger,
no.
stronger than me. It's not really even a gay thing. It's really dominant submission.
Yeah.
So
I don't like people as tall as me because I don't like to see them at the stalls in the bathroom. Like,
You don't want-
okay,
you
who's
don't want
going to
meet
sit
their
down
eyes,
first?
yeah.
I don't date tall guys. I don't like to look up. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like to look
Yeah.
up. I didn't have a father. I don't look up to no one. So
Yeah.
It's like my neck is already hurting if I'm like.
No, I had to have a good discussion with a neighbor on his driveway the other day, and he's already taller than me, but our driveways are 45 degrees. And I was downhill from him, and I was like, okay, can we make an agreement here? So I'm black and I'm gay is your catchphrase. It reminded me of, say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you should
James
put something before it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I thought maybe move, bitch, get out the way.
Move.
I'm
bitch.
black and I'm
Get
gay.
out the way. I'm black and I'm gay. All right.
Something like that.
I like
if you want
that.
to get a chant, a real chant going in the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to write. It's a good catchphrase, and as you can see, I got it on a hat now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice.
Oh, you got rid of your Nintendo hat.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I've
Still branded with Nintendo.
still branded with the yeah. But no, I
Whoever
got
the-
the hat, and I just I ordered it from China. It
Yeah.
was like $22, and I
Right.
got it custom made. And I can imagine that like when they were making it in like the factory in China, they like, Kojak, I'm black and I'm gay. Oh, look at you. Yeah. They pass it around the fucking
They made an
factory.
extra one, and
Look at you, you're black and you're gay. Oh, I'm Kojak, I'm black, I'm gay.
that's a
Maybe
di-
I'm like really big in China and I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know it.
it looks kind of Diddy Kong-ish too.
Oh, you're black and you're gay.
Black and gay Diddy Kong hat. I ordered one. I got a Slambo hat. That's my handle for everything on the internet, and it was embroidered black. But the hat comes and it's not. You want to try on hats. You want to go
Right.
to lids and you make sure it fits your dome properly.
Yeah.
Like,
I got a
there's a-
huge head. You got a huge head. We got big heads.
Yeah. I can't. Sunglasses. They say extra large on the Amazon, and they come, and my wife is like, "You look like the fucking guy from Indiana Jones with the monocle."
Yeah.
Like, they
Fraulein,
said
yeah.
large. It's hard out here for those big-headed motherfuckers. But yeah, that's cool. You have Nintendo stuff. I noticed that on Kill Tony.
Yeah,
But this
I
is
like,
a nerd.
Yeah, so you
Donkey
got
Kong.
yeah, you got to get a branding theme going on. Yeah,
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's
I'm
nice,
kind of
yeah.
like the nerdy kind of black. I'm black and I'm gay, but I'm also black and geeky.
There you go.
I got like a
Think
little bit
geek.
nerd thing going on.
yeah.
Are you friends with any lesbians?
Am I friends with? I used to stay with a lesbian in Fort Lauderdale. I
Yeah.
lived in Fort Lauderdale 2 years ago. She was like a 50-year-old lesbian. She loved it.
It seems easier for them to make the switch because if they get sick of men, they don't have to go put stuff in their butt. Like
Right.
if you're like, I get sick of women all the time, but I'm scared of the alternative. Well, you can stop loving titties, but then you gotta sit on something.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I like titties. Titties are great,
Yeah.
but I think maybe my mom probably had like rough nipples.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe I didn't take to them. I guess I just maybe just
Maybe
didn't.
they had stubble on them. I went out with a Romanian girl that had that. She had a skunk stripe back here all the way up and stubble
That-
around here.
That hair's not supposed to be black.
I feel like
Yeah.
I'm making out with a bearded baby again. So we had a promo guy reach out to us on Facebook. I joined this dumb group. I didn't realize it was going to be like an Amway type of
Oh no, not an MLL
podcasters
scam.
support group. And it was this kid. He had just interviewed Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age. And then some promo guy reached out and he was like, "How would you like your show to be the #1 podcast of all time?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "You don't want Adam Sandler to be a guest on your comedy show?" And I was like, "No." I met Adam Sandler in the 90s. We played basketball together at Nissan Pavilion in Maryland. But this is a joke writing exercise show for up-and-coming comedians. Adam Sandler we have no business for him here. We're going to help Adam Sandler think of funny jokes.
We could get Adam Sandler on the podcast just by paying for a cameo.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
And
Is he on Cameo?
then we have other bots reaching out to us online
Oh,
like,
not the bots.
"Do you want to be the Illuminati?"
Yeah.
So I just bot them back and I go, "I'm a show. Listen to me." You can listen to every episode. You'll figure out if you think we're going to fall for your dumb scam. You just have to. We need those downloads.
Yeah,
Yo, please download the show. Then we'll get all the bots to do it.
The clicks and the views.
So one of the biggest things you can get in comedy, I realized recently, was the Dairy Girls, the Irish girls. They have a show.
Oh, really?
It's on Netflix. They're hilarious.
Okay.
It's like Irish schoolgirls.
Yeah.
I think it's during the Troubles. I think it's during the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hilarious. It's on Netflix. It's gotten really big. But now they have a commercial where those girls are talking about Ireland. It's an Ireland tourism commercial.
Yes, that's when you know you've made it if you're the tourism person for your country.
Of your whole country.
Yeah.
You could be a Mr. America.
Oh.
Everybody come to America. Be careful.
Yeah.
Come to Jersey.
Yeah.
Oh, not Jersey.
Come to Baltimore. Be more careful.
Not Baltimore. I'm in the East Coast in like 3 years.
It changes a lot faster than that. I took my wife and kids, and it was so weird. Because last time I've been there, I was young and dating and awkward. And I'm driving my wife and kids around. I know the way everywhere. But these same roads last time I was there, I remember, like, can I hold her hand? I wonder. Is this like, are we going to kiss at the end of the night? It was really weird being a grown-up with a wife and kids and all my favorite pizza places are fucking gone.
Yeah. That's in Virginia?
Yeah, Northern Virginia, D.C. We had a metro. The Vienna metro.
Alexandria?
No, but a couple of friends lived there right next to that explosion. It was on the other day.
Oh, nice. I lived in Crystal City for a couple of months.
Did you see the house that blew up?
Oh, yeah. I saw that on Twitter. That's crazy.
Was that like suicide by cop / meth lab?
I don't know what that was.
All I saw was that the cops were coming for the guy, and he fired a flare gun, and that made his house blow up.
Those townhomes are solid. Those are brick on brick on brick. They're not going anywhere. Those been the ones in D.C. have been there. For
Epstein list was in there.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all the conspiracies that people were saying.
Yeah, it's like Twitter's just right wing now. So anytime something happens in my Twitter feed, it's immediately like conspiracy, deep state. It was Epstein. It was the CIA or whatever.
Yeah.
So and of course, as soon as that happened, I was like, boom, conspiracy. All right, which one are we gonna do now? You know?
Right.
It's gotten really crazy.
It's another Slambo moment. It's sad.
Yeah.
A house blew up in my old neighborhood, but
Yeah.
I saw it and I was like, awesome.
That was pretty badass.
Boom! That was cool.
Yeah, I watched it about a dozen times. Of course. It's cool to see shit blow up.
Yeah, I know.
It's unfortunate.
Dude,
But it's
whenever
cool.
Yeah.
Whenever that ship that was in the Greece in the bay a couple years ago blew up and it looked like a nuclear bomb. It was so big. That was one I watched over. And then whenever that big factory blew up in China in the middle of the night and people were like filming from their hotel window and it just like oh man, those are I wish I was over and over.
It happens here. It happens in Galveston and Corpus, and we get like nasty clouds up this way because there's chemical shit down there. I dated a girl from Baytown. Her and her 3 sisters. None of them could have children. I was like, we can date forever. This is great.
Sterile gang.
Yeah, anybody from Baytown. Another big comedy achievement, apparently, that you can reach. Well, Queen Latifah's not a comedian. Teen Laquifa. I thought I made that up, but it was from Family Guy. But it's hilarious, so I'm going to keep using it. She has a commercial on YouTube for milk. So, the Dairy Girls represent a company. Queen Latifah's like, she was talking about dairy deniers. Like there's, I guess lactose intolerance is now like milkophobia.
Yeah, it's like a political identity.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, 70% of black people are lactose intolerant.
Right. Yeah.
I drink only lactate. I got eggnog, lactate free. I got lactate
eggnog.
Oh, I fucking love eggnog. But boy, does that fuck up my stomach. But this lactate shit,
Yeah, it's hard to deny
This
dairy
is
when you're looking
season.
at Queen Latifah. She's got some big old mommy milkers. Yeah. And then there's all these commercials with new drugs, and they sound like rappers. There's a Vioza. There's an Anti-VO.
oh, anti-V. Oh, what's up?
Like if you're experiencing hip pain, use Dua Lipa for your...
Yeah.
Rub some Kesha on your knee.
Oh, God.
I noticed a trend. But this is going to be black and gay questions. I'm sorry.
No worries.
We don't have any other way to find this stuff out. So somebody was on Charlemagne the God wearing an Oasis T-shirt. Oasis is my favorite band from when I was a kid.
Wonderworld.
Yeah, they were that was my
Wonderwall.
whole shit when I was a teenager. I wore the collared shirts and did the fucking monkey swagger.
Yeah.
We thought that was so cool. The pictures are very embarrassing. It wasn't just frosted tips and puka shells, but it was bowl cuts and ooh.
Oh, was so jealous I couldn't get frosted tips.
Yeah.
Black guys can get them now.
I'm sure you get your tip frosted plenty other times. So there's a trend with rappers or jacked black dudes wearing Oasis shirts. Have you seen this?
No.
I've
That's
seen
a new
it
thing?
3 times so far. I should have put a
I might
visual
have to
aid
get
on
one.
my
I
phone.
didn't get the memo.
Yeah, well, now you could get ahead now. Keep wearing the Nintendo shit. But yeah, I was into Oasis. I told my girlfriend, and I told her I went to Liberty University, and she almost didn't marry me.
Lynchburg.
Yeah. So you and I both went to Bible college and got kicked out.
Yeah, that's right.
And you got kicked out cooler than I did. You got kicked out of college into jail.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you know what the problem was is it was in 97,
Yeah.
right when Bill Clinton shit.
Yeah.
So sex was always in the news.
That's when Falwell was
So-
pissed. That's why we put the rainbow sticker on his Suburban, because he was flipping out about the fucking Teletubby.
yeah, the
Like,
Teletubbies.
ooh, he's as scared of gays. Let's put the thing on there.
Yeah, Barney. Everything was apparently making everyone gay in 97, 98. And then the priests. That's when the whole Catholic scandal broke out.
Yeah, it was right around that time.
So I'm going to Bible college.
I mean, it broke out, but it was always.
Oh yeah, it was still going.
They're like,
That's when they got caught.
Yeah.
we must find the sin in our midst. They were already looking. Yeah.
So I was going to Bible college up in where is it? Clark Summit,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, up in the Poconos, not
Yeah.
far from Scranton, where
Yeah.
they do the office, or at least where the office is based out of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the only black kid, 1,000 white kids. I was a celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
They knew me at the Burger King.
Yeah.
They knew me at the bank.
BK Lounge.
Yeah, I was a man. I was doing donuts in the snow. I was always a little bit of a class clown, but I was a Christian. I loved God. Jesus was my homeboy. So they accepted me in. But, when you keep from Bible college, when you keep the boys separated with the boys
Yeah.
and the girls with the girls, and you can't date,
Yeah.
you can't hold hands,
Yeah.
because holding hands leads to what? Petting.
Yeah.
Petting leads to
Satan.
what? Kissing.
Satan worship.
Kissing leads to...
Kill your parents. Burn your house down.
Yeah. That's the end of it, right. That's,
Start wearing black trench coats.
yeah.
Watching The Matrix.
So
listen
you
to
started
Marilyn Manson.
a body positivity group for young men where you
Yeah.
could accept your, there's Christianity religion. There's too much genital shame.
For sure.
So I think it's really nice that you helped all these young men,
We had Naked Wednesdays.
be comfortable with themselves.
We had Shower Tuesdays.
Because we're all when you're little, you're scared God's watching me take a shit, and then you learn to jerk off, and you're like, "Dad, he's watching me jerk off now.
Yeah.
Can I get a break? Can we stop? Can you pause? Can God not watch me jerk off?" So that's nice. You had a bunch of
I got
Christian
caught
young men,
jerking
and
off
you were
many
like,
times.
"We can all jerk off together."
I'll tell you a quick story. I got caught jerking off by my computer teacher in high school.
Yeah,
In the high school? In the class?
nice.
No. This is probably the most crazy, embarrassing story. So it was a small town, small school.
Yeah,
The computer teacher, Mr. Willis, shout out, AKA, was also my boss at the Christian summer camp.
yeah,
Okay.
All right. The camp was called Haluwasa.
yeah,
It stands for Hallelujah, what a Savior.
yeah.
Oh, God.
I went to Awana camp 3 years in a row. I went to Awana. Remember Awanas? Did you go to Awanas?
Awana, yeah.
I went to Awana camp 3 summers in a row. Excellence camp.
Awana, yeah. Haluwasa.
Yeah.
So I was 15 in the summer. I was able to get away from my family and spend the whole summer at camp. I was a maintenance man. They paid me like $90 a week. I was working for the Lord. It was awesome. And then the next year I was 16 and I was working there, maybe a camp counselor. And it was great. So one day after work, I took a shower, and then I was the only person in my cabin, and I caught a glimpse of myself in the full mirror,
Yeah,
drying off.
yeah,
And I was like, "Ooh, who's that?"
yeah.
I said, "Who's that hunky? Who's that hunky? Got
Well, that's gonna be
16-year-old
awesome
looking
to
at
be
me." I
able
was
to
like,
jerk off to the mirror.
"Oh,
If you're gay, you can jerk off to the mirror if you got abs.
oh
That's awesome.
man." I don't know if I
I
was
gotta
just,
find an internet connection.
Yeah.
I don't
An
know.
old
If,
magazine.
I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if I was attracted to my own body or I just thought it was hot that there was another guy in the room. But I
Your
was
favorite
joking-
guy.
Yeah,
the
of course,
best guy.
You should have seen me 16. Oh man, I had abs. I
How
was
come you
looking-
can't jerk off in the shower?
Hey,
Come on. That's what everybody.
know.
That dude that caught you jerks off in the shower
I
too.
like danger.
Stop lying.
I guess I like danger. But I was just going at it in the mirror, and then all of a sudden I look up and my teacher
Yeah.
is standing there watching me. I don't know how long he was
You
there
had a frosted
before I
tip.
noticed. And he said, "By the way, dinner's going to be early, so whenever you're done, just meet us in the in the lounge." And then he turned around and walked away.
Whenever you finish.
And I was like, I finished. I finished even quicker. I think I finished while he was talking to me. Which
Made it even better.
More awkward for him, but now I can't. Now I can't finish unless somebody's watching me in the mirror.
Yeah, you got the George Michael problem. I have to be in a public bathroom.
That's my thing now.
So then I got the dinner, and he was there, and we did not make eye contact the rest of the summer. And then when school started,
He's not into eye contact anymore all of a sudden.
Yeah, all of a sudden. Huh. I wonder if he thinks about me now while he's fucking his wife every once in a while.
I should hope so. You got to leave a legacy somehow.
Right. Let's take our first break, and we'll be right back. So I have all kinds of 4K Blu-rays that I have just not even opened and watched. And so a couple episodes ago, we just put in the Waterworld 4K and started watching Waterworld while we were recording. So Josh pulled John Wick out of it. I don't think I've watched this on this 4K that I have. I've only seen it in theaters.
So are you recording?
Yeah, we're back.
You're gonna make we're talking about Christian music. You're gonna make a playlist.
Oh yeah, it's
I
gonna
hope
be.
you have the gayest sex possible. This fucking Christian music. We went to college, and this is my wedding ring. It used to be a cross. I had it ground off.
Wow.
So when I got married in 08, I was like, we went to James Avery, and they had this is the cheapest ring, and I was like, whatever.
Avery.
It's got a cross on it.
This is James Avery. Do you know how many rich white women I've ever heard say, "This is James Avery"?
It's at the mall. It can't be that good.
Now James Avery's it's one step up from Claire's. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's a
But it's a Christian jeweler.
yeah.
So eventually, I mean, I got
crosses
the cross
everywhere, yeah.
ground off because I don't want religious shit on my body.
Yeah. Now you
That's
come
my-
full circle from us in high school listening to some Christian rock and be like, man, this is gay.
Turns out it was,
Yeah, it was.
the whole time. The calls are coming from inside the house.
Yeah.
So a lot of the big, problem that I have with it and the reason why I don't participate anymore is because of the shame.
Mm.
We were talking about genital shame and all that weird shit earlier that it's not necessarily a trauma, but it can be a trigger
Yeah.
to some degree or bothersome. I like to spank my wife,
Okay.
but it reminds me of getting spanked.
No,
bit
I've
sometimes.
I got a bit about that about Gen Z. As much people give Gen Z a lot of shit is like they cracked the code on one thing.
Yeah.
They figured out in order to get out of an ass whooping, all you got to do is moan sexually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If I would have known that when I was a kid, oh man, I would have got out of so many ass whoopings. One crack at a belt.
Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
I guess because
Hoi.
because church.
Yeah. They'd be like, "Oh no, go to your room. No more beatings for you.
Yeah.
No more spankings for you."
Yeah. No. What church does is it makes it to where that does not even occur to you. They stuff that way
man.
down.
So down.
Yeah.
So down. And then they wonder, like, they don't teach you about
Yeah.
sex. No one
Yeah.
teaches you about sex.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than you have to get married first. That's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you teach each other.
You figure it out with your
about
wife.
sex.
You have a college
Yeah.
jerk-off club.
Yeah. Right.
So I learned a new word, sextortion. Have you heard of this?
Sextortion.
I never heard of it before.
Yeah,
Because
I got guys like a sextort.
you got sextorted?
Oh, well, no. I mean, there's a
Oh,
lot
you
of guys
got-
in high
you
school
got
I hooked up
compromat.
with.
He's got compromise.
You got the PP tapes.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, sure do. Yeah, they're all married with kids. and
Nice.
kids, I
Some
come knocking
12
on the door. Hey, remember when you used to blow me when we were 16? I used to come over, we used to wrestle.
I
Come
was
at 'em.
figuring things out.
We can do a full internet campaign. Weird emails. The calls are, again, coming from the inside of the house. So sextortion, this kid, I guess on the East Coast somewhere, this 12-year-old killed himself because somebody online said, we're going to release all your porn history and tell your parents.
Oh my gosh.
So he basically died of shame, which I've noticed happens a lot within the faith. See, people that would be fine,
Yeah.
it's like samurai shit. Like
It's
that
taught.
dude didn't have to kill himself.
Yeah.
Just go be a Ronin.
Yeah.
You don't have to disembowel yourself all over because of an honor. And I'm glad we don't have a reputation like that anymore. When a lot of everything I got in trouble for when I was little was because of how it looks. I never hurt anyone. I never did anything bad.
Right.
So I'm happy to be in a place with my wife and kids where we don't have any kind of standing in the community.
That's good.
Or like reputation anywhere. Or, you go to church and you start being accountable for your yard and your grass and all this bullshit. I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah. I lost shame a long time ago. I mean, come on.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, I went to jail for like the worst thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even the worst thing, but
the worst thing to you as a, at a church camp or
right. It's
that's
just like
the worst thing you could
just
do.
hanging out with my friends and all of a sudden.
That's what they do is they turn that into the worst thing when there's way worse stuff out there. Yeah.
It's a lot of Christians finding religious loopholes to have an excuse to touch children's genitalia.
For sure.
Spanking is still an adult touching a kid's bare ass.
They
hide it behind
it.
We're punishing you and it's God and go think about it. But you're still, just like the Catholics and the Jews sucking
still
off
assaults,
circumcision boys. Somehow
assault.
you found a weird excuse to touch a kid.
That moral action.
Yeah. I think Chris D'Elia and Kevin Spacey are probably going to end up in the ministry here pretty soon. Once they realize how easy it is to find all these loopholes.
Well, that's where Milo is now, right? The Milo Yiannopoulos. Yeah, now he's ex-gay. And he's selling rosaries and shit on the Catholic QVC.
Yeah.
Oh God! Well,
that's
where the money's at.
Yeah, that's a valid career path, I guess, for people who have been canceled and can pivot to the conservative side, I guess.
Oh, I thought about so many times if I just pivot, I'd be like the black gay Candace Owens.
Yeah.
I could easily be that. I could, but I mean, I'm very central. I'm middle of the road with everything. Like I don't.
Right.
I got trans friends. They're cool. I got, I don't mess with
the problem
kids.
is the
Obviously,
extremism.
Just
Yeah.
the extremism on both sides is too much.
We were snacking on tortilla chips last night at my friend's house, and it has a Bible verse on the bag. And it was Psalms 34:8. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Once again, religious loophole allowing you to touch kids.
Yeah. You know what they
weird.
never talked about in Bible college that they always glazed over too was the relationship between Jonathan and David.
Yeah. They were
super gay.
The Bible says it over and over again.
12 dudes hanging out together.
No.
Jonathan and David loved each other so much in the
Old
wilderness.
Testament.
Every night. They loved each other.
He bowed before him 3 times. Bowed before him 3. Now, if I was trying to say a euphemism for sex, that sounds like they got naked together.
Get on your knees and worship this man.
Yeah, and nowhere else in the Bible does it talk about the relationship between two men as intently as Jonathan and David.
Yeah, there was a lot of field work too, wasn't it? They were out killing lions and stuff. And,
sneaking out.
What are you going to do all night out there and the rock was your pillow or you find something else soft?
And Jonathan's father wanted to kill David because David was getting all the glamour.
No,
and
he was mad because he
was
gave
fucking
his son.
Obviously.
He's taking all the glory as
there's all kinds of coded things like the Joseph and his many-colored coat. I mean, come on. All his brothers were jealous of his colorful coat. I mean,
well, then they use Santa Claus as to lube up the deal.
Yeah.
They're like, this old man is going to come down your chimney pipe. If you're good.
He knows if you're naughty.
If you're bad, he's writing it. He's there in his little room writing it down.
You get coal.
He's watching. He can see you when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
That's to get kids ready for God to do the same shit.
Yeah, ready.
Yeah.
He's coming.
Watch me take a shit.
Yeah. There was was it Peter? And if you read the actual Jesus books where every time it mentions him, it's like who Jesus loved.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, maybe there's
Yeah. Why are we
crowed thrice?
Why are we
deny me 3 times before the cock crows?
Those were only the books written by Peter.
Yeah.
Peter, who Jesus loved the best, more than Paul or Matthew. So I have a buddy that lives in Costa Rica, and prostitution is legal there. And I haven't seen him in years, and we're catching up.
I bet.
Yeah,
he's
gone.
He's busy.
Yeah, he's gone. He runs a club down there. He's trying to get 90s rave culture in Costa Rica.
I know, that's right.
So, but he's the owner, so he has a lot of prostitutes fighting in the club. The pimping is illegal.
Okay.
So he's just got to keep them from hen housing. You know,
right?
That's my man, bitch. All that shit.
Right.
So I was like, man, how you doing? I haven't talked to you in a while. How'd you go this long without getting married or having kids? And he was like, steady diet of prostitutes. I was like, it's not a diet if you eat them all. That's a glut. You've experienced a glut of prostitutes. Do you ever have intrusive thoughts?
Oh, all the time.
I had one.
I'm thinking about going to Costa Rica right now.
There's murder, you know.
Well,
I
go
had a
ahead.
friend talking about murderous thoughts that he was talking about killing somebody, and I was like, okay, you need to talk to someone
Oh
about
yeah, I
that.
don't have those kind of thoughts.
But yeah, I have weird shit. Like I was at the fridge and I just looked at the milk and I was like, what if I just pour this all over my head? And then
No, I don't have those thoughts.
I was,
Because I'd be like, oh, I gotta clean up all this milk. Oh, like a little kitty, and you're just on all fours, just like lapping it up.
yeah.
I catch
see?
a glimpse
Those
of
are
myself in the mirror.
That's how it starts. It's just George Michael again, the Freedom video. Wasn't she pouring milk all over herself?
Freedom.
And then I was eating soup upstairs. And I forgot my spoon, and I was sick. I was on NyQuil. I was in the house in my boxers, and I went down to get a spoon. I was walking up the stairs, and I was like, what if I just put my balls in the spoon? You look at the spoon, and you have boxers on, and you're like, of course, the logical next thing would be for me to put one of my nuts in this.
That's right, like the egg drop. You ever did the egg drop when you were in you know, the elementary school Olympics?
Yeah. You have to walk with the egg and the spoon.
Egg and a spoon. You did it.
Yeah.
Did it fall out? Yeah, 2 eggs in one
Okay,
spoon.
maybe that's not. Thank you for validating. I thought I was weird, but
No,
everyone
no.
thinks about putting their nuts in a spoon when they're walking
At
up the
least
stairs.
once. At least once.
It's like how everybody when they're kids on a car trip, they imagine a little guy running next to them on like the. You never did
Oh,
that,
yeah.
like
Oh,
on
yeah.
the power lines.
Yeah.
Imagine something like that. It was always Super Mario to me. It was always because I had always had that on the brain.
Speaking of Super Mario, Donnie, great Cloud's cock, great Barrett's balls. It's nerd news time.
Yeah.
It's usually Tifa's tits or Lightning's labia, but since we have a gay guest, it's Cloud's cock and Barrett's balls.
This is NBR.
Do you play
Nerdy
any,
Black Radio.
What
And 2 white
systems
guys.
do you have? Do you have a Nintendo?
Oh, well, I wanted to go ball out. I ball all out. So I got a PS5.
Yeah.
I got a Switch.
All right, we're gonna have to add each other's.
I got a PS4.
Yeah.
I've got 2 flat screens in the living room.
Yeah.
One's mounted 70-inch.
Yeah.
The other one is on the side 50-inch. I got them both from looting from the George Floyd riots.
Nice.
You know what I mean? They were hard to carry.
$3
I
discount.
had them both on my neck. They were pressing down really hard.
You're doing
Could not
farmer's
breathe.
carries.
I could breathe. It would have been how ironic for me to die.
Yeah.
This is the #1 South Austin Star Wars Final Fantasy comedy podcast in the world. I don't know if you've heard about us.
Yeah, boy.
The more specific you get, the easier it is to be the #1 thing. Just keep adding. So my son just finished Assassin's Creed Mirage, and now he's throwing children into the rubble. He's playing Gaza in this game. It's horrible.
Wow.
So you know how you can cut the knife and
You're
the
getting
rope
them ready.
brings you up to the roof
Yeah.
in the Assassin's Creed? There's a pile of rubble up there that falls when you do that, and you
Yep.
get an achievement for killing someone. It's a counterweight. So my kids started
Physics.
doing it to kids in the game. And I'm like, can you stop playing Gaza Simulator? This is horrifying. There's what was it about the building they're tearing down downtown? We were walking
So
by
we were
there.
walking. So we went to the Queens of the Stone Age. It's the Moody Center, and the Moody Center is the new arena where the Texas Longhorns play basketball. And the old one is called the Frank Irwin Center, and that one is being torn down.
Okay.
And it's like kind of like halfway there. So we walked past where it was part of it was just rubble. I was like, oh, look, the new Banksy. It's a statement on Gaza. You know,
It's art.
yeah, it's the new art installation in
Told my
downtown
kids,
Austin.
We have to bring my kids back and make them lie down and take pictures.
Yeah.
Get all the Twitter women angry. Did you see what they're doing? They're making me look at dead kids. They're force feeding it into my eyes. I can't stop looking at it because I'm strapped to the computer.
I know.
Or you could look
So
in
many dead
359 other degrees
You're right.
besides at the little screen. Do you watch Star Wars? Have you watched any of the Star Wars shows? Recently?
Yes. The shows?
Yeah.
No. The movies, yes. Shows, no.
So in Ahsoka and Obi-Wan, I noticed a similarity. Little Leia was in the woods. She didn't show up for the soiree. And then Ahsoka's friend, there was a big ceremony, and they were like calling her, and she wasn't there, and she was riding her speeder bike down. There's 2 cases in Star Wars of, this is probably a Kathleen Kennedy thing.
Right.
These are women celebrating their bodily autonomy by not showing up to meetings on time.
Yeah.
It's like I'm a strong and independent, and that means I don't have to attend work. Apparently,
How do we show a female character is like independent?
Yeah.
And
I don't follow the rules.
She doesn't show up for a meeting, and instead she's joyriding on her motorcycle.
yeah, it makes it okay.
Yeah.
When guys don't show up for meetings, we get fired. We were playing Spider-Man. Also, have you played any of those Spider-Man
I
games?
just bought the new Spider-Man 2.
It's got a sweet spot like Red Dead 2, where you have to stop doing anything and just enjoy when you get to be Venom. Because did you play Red Dead 2?
No, I didn't.
There's like the second hideout you have before he starts dying and everything falls apart. You can just do all the side quests then, and it's the best part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody hacked it so you could just play the Venom part over and over again. But yeah, save a separate save when you get to be Venom so you can go back, because that's like...
So I heard it's only like 20 minutes of the game.
It's the most power that you have in the whole game. I got, Spider-Man got superpowers from getting bit by a spider. This girl wanted to fuck in the woods one time. I found a tick on my balls. I didn't get any superpowers or anything. Have you ever fucked in the woods? Maybe I do have maybe I'm dumber. I got dumber from having a tick bite my balls.
Yeah, you got your superpower is called Lyme disease.
Lockjaw. Shut up.
You're extremely fatigued.
Have you ever fucked around in the woods?
In the woods, like when I was a kid, maybe with like my cousins.
Okay.
But I won't say which ones. But, an exploratory fashion to get away from our parents.
Slapping a tickle. How's your father?
Yeah. But I always get caught. I would come home with like my sweatshirt tucked into my jeans. And I was like, what? So ridiculous. This gets the most dumb shit. I got beat. They thought they would beat the gay out of me, but it was the reverse.
Yeah, that's the same with me with my spanking thing.
It was the reverse.
It turned into a fun game.
Trauma. People, you be careful what you do.
You got to process it. Everyone processes it in their own way.
I guess they hadn't heard the Pence solution.
Yeah. Oh, they call your wife mother?
You know, the electrocuted out of them?
Pence?
Like that's the conversion therapy. Like,
no, I didn't go through that. Well, jail was my conversion therapy.
Yeah.
But that didn't help either, because then I lost my virginity there. It was just like, it was compounded.
How long were you in
we're
there?
gonna send you to jail. That'll teach you. Yeah.
I was in there for a year in the county jail, and then after a year, they said, "Listen, man, they had my bail at $300,000.
You're having too much fun in here. This is supposed to be punishment."
Yeah. They were like, "Look, man, you got a year in. These are only misdemeanors." I was like, "You didn't really do anything. Plead guilty now, and they'll probably send you home."
Probably.
So I said, "Okay."
You can't get a probably in writing.
Let me trust more people.
Yeah. I'm 18.
Yeah. So, sure enough, they said, "No, you're guilty. You're going away for longer than that." And then they put me in state prison for another 2 years.
Jesus.
And I got out when I was 20. I got out 2 weeks before 9/11.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Welcome back to the
Yeah,
world.
well,
I know, right? I was like, "Oh, the world is great."
And then the golden age is over.
Yeah.
Like, there goes the 90s.
I got out August 27th, 2001.
Wow.
2 weeks before 9/11. So I had 2 weeks of
what it was before.
what it was
9/11.
before. Yeah.
Oh.
There was an article today that nobody wants to do the Golden Globes this year. They don't. Ali Wong denied it. Chris Rock, of course, said no, thank you.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to step into the gladiator arena and get slapped by our second favorite boy from Philly.
Yeah. I'd do it. I'd go hardcore Ricky Gervais.
I think they should.
I go further than Ricky Gervais. I would talk about Epstein and shit.
They should get Cat Williams to do it. He'll get slapped. He'll take a slap. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
And then Diddy, nobody wants to sit next to Diddy in the Grammys. So they're going to have to put him on the end of the row.
How about they just don't invite him?
And then everyone else on the row will have no way out.
No way out.
Captive audience.
But again, that's, the
Can't
Diddy
stop, won't
thing
stop.
sounds a lot like the Cosby thing and the Polanski thing. It was the charges are things that during that time were called partying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever Polanski was doing in the 60s was just called partying back then. Whatever Bill Cosby thought he was doing in the 70s, they were doing pills and they were partying.
Well, they're trying to come for Steven Tyler because that one girl is suing him 40 years later. I'm like, dude, Led Zeppelin did way crazier. No, why is nobody coming after Motley Crue? Like,
Well-
there's stuff in that book. It's like, where's the cancellation for all the rock bands, right?
Well, and Diddy's friends with Suge and Biggie in the 90s, and they're running trains. That
sure.
was partying.
For sure.
Everyone was doing it.
For shizzle.
But now those girls are looking back and saying,
I'm broke.
I didn't consent to a train
My
being
life
run.
didn't work out. That one time P. Diddy did run a train on me, my friends.
He's got money. Yeah.
I guess I could just
forgot to tell
call
him
my
that-
lawyer friend and see what he thinks.
I forgot to tell him that no is my safe word.
Was Diddy the one that settled like the next day? Or was that somebody else?
He settled a bunch of them. He settled 6 of them so far the
Oh,
next
wow.
day. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got lawyers.
Yeah.
Him,
Okay,
him
how
and
much,
Cat
how
Williams.
much,
Him
how
and Cat Williams are the same lawyer. No convictions. Zack Snyder said he would be open to doing another Batman movie if it was The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, it's the only thing he wants to do, but I don't think Zack Snyder's getting any of those jobs now.
No, everything. All the solutions are just retconning. How would you fix Marvel? Start back before they
go
fucked
back-
it up.
Go back in time.
How would you do a Dark Knight Returns movie? Have Frank Miller and Robert Rodriguez do it.
In 1998, yeah.
When they were doing Sin City
Yeah.
and 300, everybody was like, do a Batman. It's time.
Yeah.
Right.
So what's your favorite, like, nerdy show, franchise, movie, whatever?
I'm a big Disney guy.
I just dropped Disney Plus because they don't have any news of any Star Wars coming. So I'll get back on. I think I got a Verizon.
What's your favorite
thing.
Disney movie?
I've been watching the new Little Mermaid in the background while I work
Mm-hmm.
as like a visualizer. It's like having an aquarium.
Right. Yeah.
Like I have it muted. I don't need to hear all the women screaming.
Mm-hmm.
Then I just do my laptop shit all day, and I have because I grew up with a
So visually, that's your favorite one.
But you were in high school when I was. You remember, the last day before summer, Christmas, they'd bring in the big white clamshell of Little Mermaid.
Right.
That
With
was
the
the
dicks.
day off of school.
With the dicks in
Yeah, it
the-
had the little dick on the,
With
on
the
the
dicks in
castle.
the-
Good
Yeah.
teenagers, take off your clothes.
Yeah. I think my favorite one was Aladdin
Okay.
because of the music. I think it had the best music out of all of them.
Yeah,
I mean, all those like golden or like the Renaissance ones were all good,
My favorite one, hands down, Robin Hood, baby.
yeah,
Yeah.
With the foxes.
yeah.
It's,
It was
they
a
were
good
talking about
soundtrack.
beheadings. they were gonna hang the town crier. It was about taxes.
Yeah, right.
It was a dark
About the
movie.
man.
And it was just Robin Hood and Little John running through the forest.
Robin Hood and Little John. It was a good soundtrack.
Oh man.
Wo-
I
Woody
know-
Guthrie, was it?
Oh, I know it. Yep. I know every minute. Every
And then they had those two guys that write all the Disney songs. The two Jew names, I can't remember who they are. They still get hired for
Mark,
like.
something.
Yeah.
Was it Alan Menken and the other guy?
They still do everything. So Chuck Berry. I'm sorry, all of the nerd news and celebrity news is black oriented. We were
We
watching.
do some gay ones too.
Well, this gets gay, sort of.
All right.
Chuck, have you seen the Chuck Berry video? Of
No.
him pissing on the.
Oh no, he
prostitute?
farts on the prostitute's face.
This is like an old video.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like from I don't know, the 80s or something.
That's
Okay.
right. After the horrifying Yoko Ono video of her singing and him going, "God damn, bitch." But yeah, there's a video of him with a prostitute and he's peeing on her, and then he just keeps going, "You love me, bitch. I'm not gonna kiss you. You taste like piss." That's awesome. Chuck Berry is the biggest pimp in the world. He invented rock and roll, and then he did
Good
perform
God,
with the
Miss
Beatles.
Molly.
Yeah.
No, that was,
Farted in this girl's face, and she goes, "Oh," and he goes, "Did I fart on you? Tell me you love me."
Yeah, kiss it.
I noticed something. I was watching Mike Tyson videos too of all his best, stuff.
Yeah.
Remember he threatened that guy and said he was going to eat his children? But he sounded like he sounded like he was reading a book report. He's like, I would tell him that I would like to eat his kids, and also bibliography by. He wasn't pissed because he got pissed at the other guy, and he was like, "I'll fuck you till you love me, bitch." But that was face to face. I think he was talking about the other guy who was going to eat his kids at like a press conference.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
He was unhinged.
Yeah.
He was crazy. Do
So-
anything.
So did you meet Steve-O? Did you talk to Steve-O at all? Just during the thing?
he gave me the one compliment on the David
Yeah.
Goggins joke. I didn't see him afterwards or before, but it's funny because I've seen his dick and asshole
Yeah.
Multiple times.
multiple times.
His Steve-O hole.
he was one of the ones that had a snake bite it in the more recent one, right?
Yeah. It's so ridiculous.
Let's take one more break. We'll be right back.
Yeah, Austin was the live music capital of the world when I moved here in 2004, and it meant any night of the week you could go see a shitty band somewhere. And now it's
shitty
the
Austin band.
comedy capital of the world, and any night of the week you can go to a shitty open mic
Yeah.
with 4 people.
Yeah, I might be there.
I like it. It's kind of punk. You know, everybody's homeless or broke, or you know.
Oh man.
You just have to not get talked into taking them all to the airport. Josh is right back in it. Whenever we started 12 years ago, Josh was the one with the car, so he gave everybody a ride, and then starting to get back into it just in the past year or two, and he's right back into. He's the guy who gives ride. Hey, can I get a ride?
I started doing open mics again, and an old friend showed up from out of town and gave me a spot at Vulcan, support, guest spot. And I was like, I could ruin my life real quick, real easy. I could destroy everything. It felt very punk.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Get drunk and do comedy every single night.
Yeah.
Fuck them kids. Yeah.
So what happened? You were going to do the Mothership, and they just canceled it?
The mothership was closed today for a private party.
Oh, okay.
That was probably Alex Jones celebrating
Musk.
freaking getting let back on Twitter.
I didn't get the invite,
Yeah.
so I think I lost in the mail.
They're gonna need a lap dance eventually.
Eventually waiting for that for next year, perhaps.
So Deadpool 3 is now the only Marvel movie coming out next year in 2024. They wiped their slate because of how shitty the Marvels was. And apparently they're going to use Deadpool 3 to start the new arc of the Secret Wars with the Marvel Universe, which is fine. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing Wolverine and Deadpool, get it going. But Ryan Reynolds released a statement today. He was like, please don't look at the images.
Yeah, there's
Everyone's
been
got
some leaks.
Telephoto lenses, and they're showing what we're doing, and it's supposed to be for the viewer of the
Final,
movie.
right.
He was eloquently worded, like why you shouldn't spoiler yourself about. And there's a lot of Star Wars stuff like that, where in London there's telephoto images of them doing Andor season 2, and so I'll see it. I saw a Wookiee Jedi from Acolyte from the new show, and it kind of ruined it for me. I would have probably rather seen it in the show and been like, fuck yeah, Wookiee Jedi, but it's a zoom-in lens of a studio from over a hill. And then, outside we're talking about Fargo and John Hamm. He's famous for having a big old ding-dong.
Yeah.
I was telling my wife about that, and she was like, poor John Hamm, he has to wear 2 sets of underwear in public because everyone's looking at him. And I was like, oh, cry me a river.
How horrible it must be.
Mr. Ding-dong.
What happened to free balling? Get rid of shame. No dick shaming.
He should be
Whether they're
sponsored.
small or whether they're large. Doesn't matter. They should not be shamed. Let them swing.
I'm John Hamm here on behalf of Umbros. If you want to see your ding-dong swinging, wear Umbros.
Why would you keep your dick in your pants? If it's really big,
Let it swing.
Why
Answer
not
me
just
this.
let it go?
Assert dominance.
So
Let
you-
people know. Wait, so listen, you were talking about the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
How did we go from no black villains at all
Yeah.
to now every villain is black?
Yeah. To Jonathan Majors.
Well, yeah.
Jonathan Majors and
Kingslayer, whatever is the bad guy from Black Panther. And the
Michael
Mantis,
B.
Black
Jordan.
Mantis.
Black Mantis.
That whole Aquaman trailer, they're like, Black Mantis.
Yeah.
It's coming with his black spear and his
That's what
black
I'm-
helmet. I was like,
that's-
calm down.
Hello.
They're putting a lot of stank on the B.
Yeah, and Jonathan
Majors.
Majors
I think-
plays multiple
Yeah.
black villains.
Yeah.
Apparently. So what happened?
They need to get
I think
Mike
they just
Tyson.
were like, well, in the name
Did they
of
flip the
equality,
script?
Yeah.
Black guys just make much better villains.
Yeah, they took Loki and made him good now. Loki's a good guy now. The worst white dude, they made him the savior of the Green Book to Marvel the universe.
He was just misunderstood.
But I laugh now. But if Marvel came to me and wanted to make me like a black gay villain, I'd be like, sure.
Yeah.
Sign
would take
me
it,
up.
yeah.
We've been talking about this, and Steve Harvey already did it with Michael Clark Duncan. He had a bit about Michael Clark Duncan doing Planet of the Apes, and he was like, "What are you doing, Michael? Jumping around like a monkey How much are they paying you? He said, $10 million, sir. And Steve Harvey was like, I would whoop for $10 million. I would eat a watermelon on a porch, whatever Disney wants me to do.
I have seen a lot of hairy old Italian men who look more like monkeys than some black people.
They got more body hair. They act
We're
more
literally
like
just talking about body hair. Black people don't have a whole lot of body hair.
Right.
old Italian dudes act more like monkeys too. What are you saying about me? You disrespect. So you said you have PS5, everything, monitors.
Oh yeah, I got the whole thing, man. I'm a gamer till I die.
So Tsushima got us into this in some of the more recent games. This discussion about ults with cooldowns, like on God of War. You know, you've got your L1 shift trigger that you have some kind of ult that has a cooldown.
Right.
And you can do builds in these games where you either the ults are more powerful or the cooldown is shorter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always a choice whether you're going to do a build of where you get to do the crazy attack more often or have it kick ass harder.
Gotcha.
So what was your preference when you're doing builds?
I like a lot of quick.
Quantity over quality.
I like quantity over quality. I'm more
It'd be like a swashbuckler. Yeah.
It doesn't
I'm an
look
Apex
any
Legends
different.
type of guy. You
Okay.
play Apex Legends?
Yeah, they're doing a Final Fantasy crossover.
Oh, let's do it.
It's going to be good.
So, if I play with Fusey, I'm trying to hit that knuckle cluster
Yeah.
Yeah.
real quick before I hit that ring of fire.
Well, the newest Final Fantasy 16 has like 9 different ults that you can do. So it's just juggling, like watching them go down and going, okay, I can do this one now. And you're just building up. And
Oh, that's cool.
there's always some crazy shit happening.
It's gone full. Like, you ever play Devil May Cry?
Yeah.
It's basically like a Devil May Cry game at this
Yo,
point.
Devil May Cry 4, I think it came out for free on PS4 like a couple years ago, and Dante was so hot. Oh my god.
The little goth boys.
Oh my god, Dante was so sexy. I was watching it.
He's got that white hair.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, it was captivating. I played the entire game. I mean, the game was good, but I was just like, I can't wait. He was in cut scenes in his underwear. I was just like, what? What? Is this for me?
And it fostered a whole new generation of emo boys that are already half gay with Final Fantasy hair.
Yeah, with fucking black fingertips.
Fresh for the pickings.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been all in on the pretty boy games because both Josh and I are like old, like from the beginning Final Fantasy guys.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's
they're the prettiest guys.
definitely
Right?
like the pretty boys, the clouds.
And now Cal Kestis, he's a fine-looking young man too. The Jedi Outcast, Jedi Survivor kid they got.
Cameron Monaghan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on. I was on Shameless.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Nice.
I was on an episode of
I didn't know you
Shameless.
did any acting at all.
Yeah, when I moved to LA, I was there for 3 years, from 2015 to 2018, and I got in with background acting. It doesn't take much.
Yeah.
You go there for free.
Yeah.
You sign up. They take your picture. You check every day.
Yeah.
When they say, 20 to 30s looking African American male with short hair for scene in a church, you click yes.
Okay.
They look at your stuff. They call you in. Like, okay, you're working tomorrow.
So you didn't have to do auditions or anything.
No, they just
Fill a
and then
slot.
if they really need you, they upgrade you maybe to like a speaking part, or
Okay.
they
Yeah,
upgrade
give you a line or whatever.
yeah, give you a line. And if you get a line, you go straight to SAG.
Yeah. Did you have a line or were you just
No.
back? Yeah.
But I got to the point where I was on I was on Brooklyn Nine-Nine was my first time. Then I was on Grey's Anatomy a bunch of times. I was on.
They filmed like 30 of those episodes.
Oh
every
yeah, I was on
other
season
week,
14 of Grey's Anatomy. I didn't even watch the show. Yeah. But people hit me up all the time. It's like, oh my god, was that you on Grey's Anatomy season 4? I was like, yes, that was me.
Were you in LA long enough to be Hollywood jaded? This place is a cesspool.
Yo, man, I was just having fun when I was out there, man. I was enjoying the weather. I was enjoying being on the West Coast, coming from like East Coast mentality of how we deal with people.
Yeah,
people
right.
out there are so easy. Like
That happened when I moved here. Somebody
just-
said howdy, and I was like, "What do you want?
exactly,
What is happening?"
exactly. It took me so long to shed the East Coast shell when I
Yeah.
first went out there, but I just like went with the flow, and the universe took care of me, man. I learned how to I learned how to longboard.
Yeah.
I taught myself how to longboard.
Yeah, they got good hills out there.
And I went from fucking every day. I would wake up, smoke a blunt, take some Adderall, play some Fortnite, jump on the train, go to Santa Monica, skateboard, take an edible, be high blasted out of my mind, and skate from Santa Monica to Venice Beach and back again until the sun set. And I would sit there at the skate park, and the sun would set, and I would cry. And I was like, oh, I am California dreaming right now.
I'm
like
David Duchovny.
like the postcard.
California as the boss.
The seagulls were across, and it's like, oh God, it's just like the fucking postcard.
So you gonna go back? It's all here now.
Yeah,
They all moved here.
I
You
know.
moved here with
Everyone
everyone
moved
else.
I know. I took that in for like 3 years, man, and I absorbed it, and it was great. And I've got all those sunsets in my heart, and whenever I'm feeling blue, I just pull that out, that
Yeah.
memory, man. It was such a great time.
So whatever
But
the
yeah.
opposite of trauma is.
Yeah, but no, I was on Shameless season 9, episode 2. I played Monty. I was Cameron Monaghan's speechwriter. The camera looked at me. I smiled. I handed him note cards, and then it was like, "This is Monty." Blah blah blah. And I smiled, and then I don't get to say anything. But then that storyline ends.
Yeah.
Right then and there. So
Okay.
there's no bringing me back. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
But it was cool enough for my friends and family at home.
Yeah.
So when I came back home from LA, everybody was like, oh, everyone wanted to have me. All of a sudden, being black and gay, all of a sudden, I'm not the black sheep of the family anymore. Oh, you want me to come over for dinner, Auntie? I
been
thought
on
I was
it.
living a sinful lifestyle that...
No, that's the loophole for being gay. Just go be an actor and everybody loves you.
yeah,
dude.
just get
you
money.
Show up. Yeah,
Literally,
yeah.
money is it. When it comes to family, it doesn't really matter.
As long as
Money
you don't
pretty
go
much trumps
full
everything.
Jussie Smollett, you'll be all right.
It's not Jussie Smollett. Oh, God.
So did you know Cameron Monaghan was doing a Star Wars game at that time?
Yeah, I
Was he in between
think
them?
so, because that was like, what, Force Unleashed?
I keep calling it the Fallen Order. Fallen Order.
Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order, and Jedi Survivor is
first
the
one.
new one. and-
Bro, I follow a Twitter that has mods
Oh, nice.
of Cameron Monaghan completely
Yeah.
naked with a floppy ass dick doing Jedi shit.
Nice.
I was fascinated for like an hour watching it. I was just like, I was on scene with this guy,
I
and
see
now
you've constructed a new lightsaber. Impressive.
it was so ridiculous.
Dude, I've got some like very suspect gay looking stuff in my YouTube history from the last week. I got into like somebody linked Turkish wrestling.
Nice.
The oil wrestling,
The oil wrestling
where they stick their hands in
their
their
hands down
jeans.
each other's pants.
Okay.
And I couldn't look away. Like I was just like, how do they do this?
Oh,
like
God.
this had to be a sport that got started whenever two guys got caught messing around. Like, no, it's actually a sport. We're doing a sport.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, we're trying to get each other's pants off.
Yeah.
and we're wrestling around. Like, okay.
Have you ever heard of this?
Yeah, no.
Oh,
So
it's popular.
I like
It's
the
too-
Russian slapping contest.
Yeah, it's two big, like normally bald, like Turkish guys, hairy, and they're shirtless, and they're wearing
jeans.
and they're completely covered in oil, and the whole point is to get one of them on their back. Like when you're on your back, then you lose or whatever.
Okay.
But in order to get a hold of each other, they have to stick each other's hands down their pants
Yeah.
and grab like whatever. But you're not allowed to grab genitals. That's like
Gotcha.
against the
So you
rules.
can get like into the crotch.
Yeah, so you got to get
No,
down.
because that would be gay.
yeah.
Yes, of course not. Oh my God.
So you've got to get down like into the pant leg,
And you're
just-
lubed up. That's
you're
why you-
so lubed up. Yeah, it's and I just kept watching it.
They
I was
obviously
like,
can't do it naked.
yeah.
Speaking of Donnie's other favorite gay shit, I finally watched the Man from U.N.C.L.E., and it was way better than the Covenant because the music was really good. There was a Guy Ritchie Man
Oh.
from U.N.C.L.E. with
You know, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., it's a TV show from like what the 60s
They had
or
a movie
70s.
that they remade.
yeah
it.
with
The movie is
Superman.
Henry Cavill
Yeah, I saw that.
and Armie Hammer,
Right.
the guy who's now a cannibal apparently. Like he's been
Oh, yeah, I
canceled
heard
for
about
like
that,
some
yeah.
crazy stuff. And it's Guy Ritchie. It's the guy who did Snatch and all that.
Yeah.
But
He
yeah, it
usually
has
has
that
really good
cool like
soundtrack.
60s bossa nova
Yeah,
type.
there are
you
two
know.
assassins trying to kill each other, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was really good.
I looked up the
it went
composer.
under the radar completely.
Mm-hmm.
I looked up the composer of the soundtrack to see if it was anybody I knew because it sounded like David Holmes. And it was some guy, I don't know. On IMDb, it said he was 46 years old, and I was like, fuck, I've wasted my life. This guy's the exact same age as me. Like, remember the centerfolds in Playboy, we stopped being like the year you were born, and it was later and later. They're like, oh no, I'm too old. Did you watch any of the Game Awards the other day?
No.
It's yearly, the Grammys of gaming.
Right.
But they drop new trailers and stuff. And they
So
shadow
the
drop.
GTA 6.
Yeah, that was the 2 days before. They don't.
Yeah,
they
it got
don't need that
leaked.
shit.
Yeah, it got leaked. So they're like, all right, fine. And they just released it.
It looks good.
They don't need to go on the award
looks
show.
great.
They do their own hype.
It's not coming out for another 2 years.
Yeah, I know. That was the shocker in that thing. I was like, 2025? What? Come on.
I cannot wait. I was born in Miami. I loved Vice City. I can't wait to fuck around in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I love Florida, man.
It definitely looked pretty cool. But again, I don't know if that's actual gameplay. I mean, it could just be a thing they mocked up. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know what it actually looks like.
And then they did a new trailer for Black Myth Wukong, which is from this Chinese studio that they've been releasing trailers that have no business looking as good as they look because they haven't had to figure out what console it's going to go on yet. It's just all computers in this Chinese. And it's the Legend of the Monkey King. It's the Journey to the West.
Journey to
It's
the
one of
West.
these old,
Yeah, it's like the old Chinese story. It's like their version of like Noah's Ark or whatever.
Yeah. It's a monkey with a long pole, and he fights other animals. It looks amazing. I mean, and you've watched, it's like those Unreal tech demos where you're like, there's no way games are ever going to look this good.
Yeah.
So they finally dropped a trailer at the Game Awards with a release date, and it's, I think, August or something. But, of course, it looks way worse than it did at the beginning. They've had to downgrade all the polygons and everything because they have to fit it on a PS5.
Yeah.
What do you think about Bill Burr's wife flicking off Donald Trump? Did you see all that stuff?
No.
He was at the UFC walking by them, and she.
Oh, I saw that.
yeah,
That was Bill Burr's wife.
Yeah.
And all of what is so funny is that all those people are like, fuck Joe Biden, let's go Brandon or whatever.
Yeah.
And then as soon as somebody does it to Donald Trump, they're like, oh,
I'm
how
a French
dare
Duke.
you?
Bill Burr used to have a bunch of funny bits about, he's still very anti, whatever. He talks about things that women do, and it's framed as misogyny because women hate when you say a thing that they did, and it turns it into some kind of hate thing, and it's like, you did the thing.
Right.
I'm just saying what you did.
I'm saying it out loud.
So Bill Burr's like, I don't want to get too much into women. I don't want to alienate half the crowd. But that's the half of the crowd that doesn't pay for shit. So who cares if you're running a comedy club, if you alienate all the women? They're just going to go get a drink with their husband's credit card anyway and spend more money if they get pissed. Just leave. But even worse than that, since we're talking about women, Leonard Mack. I don't know if you've heard of Leonard Mack. Spent 47 years in jail for a rape he didn't commit. That's a fate worse than death. Because then you got to come back into society after 47 years.
The worst.
Being tortured knowing you didn't do that. And then your life is just fucked. Because some lady was like, everywhere I go, everyone's always trying to rape me. Obviously, it was this guy. And he had to spend almost a half a century in jail because somebody felt like victimizing themselves. There's a lot of these same cases of men getting exonerated for rape cases after DNA testing. They realized they didn't do it. No, 0 women have been exonerated for rape after a DNA test.
Yeah, where do you get the DNA from?
I couldn't find any of them.
They're not exonerating any of those teachers, right? That's about the only ones I ever hear about is the ones banging
Because
their
everybody
students.
goes, go ahead, 14-year-old boy, get that
nice.
pussy.
They're doing the nice thing.
Where do we find you? Do you have a YouTube channel? You have TikTok?
You can check me all over at Kojak Kills, KOJAK KILLS on Instagram.
That's like your
YouTube,
handle, all
it's
that
the
stuff,
handle,
yeah.
So
All one
there's only
word.
one Kojak. Well, there's the second. Obviously, there's Telly Savalas from the 1970 shows Kojak,
Right.
which is where I got the name from. As when I was a kid, I kept my head bald, so my family always called, "Oh, that's Kojak,"
Yep.
and it stuck through high school, and then so I had to bring it back. It's James is my middle name, so Jack and my grandfather's name is Jack, so I go by Jack sometimes.
Nice.
But
you're at the mothership a lot.
yeah, I did the open mic at Mothership. I got called 3 times. I did Kill Tony twice, and
What's your favorite mic in town to go to?
the Rapolo's mic is great, man.
Yeah.
The pizza shop. The
It's
Rapolo's
Friday
mic's
night.
great.
It's a
But
good
I'm at
night.
Creek in the Cave every night. Creek and Cave is like home base.
Yeah.
That's the place where all the comics hang. That's the place where they do a mic every night. Sunday
Yeah, you did. I saw
through
your Banana
Thursday.
Phone videos.
The Banana Phone videos. But shout out to Banana Phone, man,
Yeah, that
because
shit's fun.
that's probably the first time that an open micer will be able to perform in front of some type of crowd.
But you got to hang out in the
That's
back
large.
and wrestle for the fucking pitcher to get
But
your
you gotta
slip.
hang on the back and wrestle for the pitcher. You gotta hang on the back and wrestle.
I
for
got
the pitcher.
long arms. I got one time. I had fun. I went up to the wrong side of the stage and had to jump up there like
Was
a
I
gym
there?
rat. Huh?
Was I there?
I don't know. It was a couple months ago. I left right after it was pouring down rain. I had to pick up some people from the Q2 stadium, so I did. I was up first, but I had been at Sandjack Mike before, so I had just done the same set.
Okay.
So I was kind of ready, and it was a bunch of one-liners, and I had them in my head like alphabetically. So they kept fucking with me and calling me Molester Jesus and Fat Lebowski. But I was able to remember the next jokes, so it was a lot of fun. And then it was cool to see you on there. I love that, Mike. That's crazy.
No,
but it's
great.
fun to be in the crowd too.
It's
and
great.
Fuck with
It's great to
everybody.
be in the crowd. It
Yeah.
gives you a chance to really deal with it. I mean, people don't really laugh at your jokes because they're always thinking about the roast.
Yeah.
But to get up there and to feel it, shout out to Candace.
But if you can get a laugh at Banana Funk, then you
got
to keep
something.
that one.
Yeah. Did you see the one I went out with my boyfriend on my back once?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Was it Diddy Kong?
Diddy Kong. It was just like this. It was just like my shirt. He came out, and I was wearing a shirt. He came out on my back, did the whole set, and no, he's great. He's working on his minute, so he wants to try it. He does music.
What are you working on right now as far as bits and riffs go? You have anything strange that you're trying to make into a joke? I'm
segmenting from Black and Gay into more of like a cultural thing, like Generation Z, Gen A. But I'll shoot a few things at you. I worked as I worked in sales and telemarketing. And the worst thing about sales is like you have to sell products to people that don't need the product.
Yeah.
So like I was selling identity theft protection to the people with like the worst identities. Where I knew that like nobody, Miss Jackson, sure, you need to protect that 425 credit score. You don't even want to swoop in with it. It's already pretty bad. You should pay us $60 a month and we'll monitor it for you to let you know when it goes up a tick or two.
You shouldn't have been telling those people they could be someone else if they wanted to. Like, you can do that? I can fake? That's what I mean when I bought Benadryl for my kids. It said, do not use this to make your kids drowsy. And I was like, well, don't tell me.
Well, yeah. I didn't even think about
Don't
that.
do that. No.
Be careful.
That'd be horrible.
Giving this to your children will give you a night's sleep.
Yeah, aren't you supposed to?
Hey,
Don't you dip your finger in a little bit of whiskey and put it in the baby's
Yeah.
to soothe it to sleep?
Yeah.
That's old school, baby.
Make them shut up.
Yeah, so Kojak kills.
Awesome. You guys are great, man. Thank you, man.
Thank you
I'm
for
glad
coming.
to be on.
Yeah.
I'll be happy to come back and shoot
hell
the shit
yeah.
some more. And this was awesome.
Yeah, and we'll probably be seeing you out there because we're trying to ramp back up. So
All right, let's do it, baby.
all right.
All right, love you guys.
Later.
Thank you.